Hello friends, Heidi here from Rain Country. God is good all the time. And I'm here today to talk about a little bit about our rainwater collection, why we started it, and to answer the question that I get quite a bit, aren't you afraid of the toxins in the air getting into the water? So I'll get to that in a minute. First, let me start off explaining why we started collecting our own rainwater. And that is because quite a number of years ago, when I decided it was time to take our health into our own hands as far as getting off any medications that we were on, which weren't much. They were just a few over-the-counter things, for allergies and pain, and then the prescription thyroid medication we were both on. Because as I was seeing the way things were going, and I was like, do we really even need this? Is there a way we can heal our thyroids naturally and be able to just maybe make some more changes to our diet or the way we live in order to get off the medication? And I did my own research. I studied for quite some time, and then I followed through. Now, if you're interested in the videos that we did on how we got off our thyroid medication, Patrick and I did a pretty in-depth one. We both kind of shared our own little testimony, plus I compiled a list. We did that back in 2018, and I will share that link below, as well as the updated video I did in 2022, which is a little shorter, just to let you know, yes, we're still off the medication. Yes, we're still doing good. And I'll share both of those in the description box down below. And the other video I will share is our rainwater catchment setup that I did a couple of years ago. So all three of those will be found in the description box. Make sure you click on more or show more somewhere down here below the video screen to open that description box and find all the links therein. As such, one of the big factors I kept coming across as to why a person would have a sluggish thyroid, so this was hypothyroidism, just to be clear, and that was fluoride. So fluoride in the water, fluoride in the toothpaste. And I knew that our city at that time was still fluoridating the water. And you can't boil it out. And you can't just easily filter it out because it requires a special filter that's quite expensive. And even then, you're not going to get it all. And I wrote to our city several times, telling them that, hey, we're trying to do this. And here's the proof. Here's the scientific evidence that fluoride does this, that, and the other thing. And they just kind of poo-pooed me off. So I decided we were going to have to do something else. On top of the fact that being able to have another water supply anyway would be a good thing because anything can happen. It can cause the water to be turned off, the city water. There can be a contamination that makes it so you can't use it, so on and so forth. These things happen all the time, every day, all over the world. So at any rate, he went ahead and made our system so that we could switch entirely to water that we knew did not have fluoride in it. But naturally, anything you're going to collect off of a roof, any kind of roof, no matter what kind it is, that's going to be washing anything out of the air, pollens and more, you're still going to need to clean it. So yes, we do filter our water, and we actually have several different ways that we can clean our water, including a reverse osmosis setup that we don't really use that often. Let's get to that question then as to, am I afraid of the toxins that are being put into the air? First of all, the thing that I find funny about this question is that people will freak out about that. Well, I would never drink rainwater because of all the toxins being sprayed in the air. Well, but are you okay then to drink city water that is going to have those same toxins plus your chlorine and your fluoride? Some cities are no longer fluoridating, including ours finally, and thankfully I did finally have a little bit of say in that because it was one of my letters to the city council that was read that caused them to go ahead and vote no against putting fluoride back in the water because they had to stop using it for a time during 2020 because they couldn't get it. I was like, good. That was one thing I have to thank 2020 for. And so then it was a matter of going before the city council and voting whether or not they were going to put it back in because they knew there were some serious health concerns many people in the community had. So anyway, it's funny that people will freak out about what's in the air getting into the rainwater, but maybe not the city water. And even if they're on well water, do you really think your well water is entirely safe from those same toxins? Where does the well water come from? The rain washes everything from the sky. It goes into your creeks and your oceans. It goes down into the ground, down into where your well is. Now, here's one thing I can say about well water. Out of any water source, it is most likely going to be the cleanest because of the process it goes through. The water's being filtered down through sand and many layers to get down there. And so your chances of having a lot cleaner well water are very good if you're blessed enough to be able to have a well to get that water from. However, I would still highly recommend filtering that water, because you still have no idea how much of that stuff is still getting down into your well water. So no water on earth is entirely safe, no matter where you're getting it from some kind of toxic chemicals. So learning how to clean and filter your water is going to be very important. And then the other thing about this is, if we spend all our time worrying and freaking out about the toxins in the air and the toxins in the water, I mean, you're breathing that same air, by the way, the air that you're concerned about the rainwater coming through. So obviously we got to do what we can to limit the exposure as much as possible. But if we're going to constantly live in fear of these things, that's going to be very detrimental to our health. And we just have to do the best we can, and then just have faith that the better we take care of our bodies, the more efficient they're going to be at getting rid of the toxins, because we have systems within our body that are meant to detoxify it. So, even though we'll talk about detox teas and this, that, and the other thing, and these can be good and helpful, basically what you're doing is you're just helping your liver to do its job. So having a healthy liver is very important, because that's what it's made for, is to detox the body. So eat right, support your liver, do all this stuff, and the better you can take care of yourself, the better you're going to be in the end. And the less you worry about it, the better you're going to be. So basically, I think that was all I was going to say, was just, answering that question, am I worried about the toxins in the rainwater? Well, not any more than I would worry about the toxins in the air, because it's still going to be the same, but not that worried, because I know I'm doing the best I can to get good, clean, healthy water that is as toxin free as I can get it. I can't guarantee I'm getting every little teeny tiny bit out, but I know the results of switching to our own filtered rainwater. And by the way, we do use Berkey filters to filter out our water. And anyway, you just got to do the best you can. And don't spend your whole life worrying about every little thing that you cannot control. Just take care of what you can. But again, I'm not worried about this. We've been consuming our own filtered rainwater for, is it 10, 12 years, something like that. And we're doing great. So anyway, I hope you found this video helpful. I hope it was actually encouraging to you as well. And again, just that reminder that you got to take your health into your own hands, but that also includes all the little things you're worrying about. You got to just do the best you can. And if you're a believer, you got to trust God with the rest on that, because you're not going to be able to control it all. But you can make steps to help you become healthier. And I do find collecting my own rainwater, where I have a little better control over that, is the best choice for us. So anyway, any thoughts, ideas you'd like to share, please put those in comments down below. And thanks for watching. Take care, and God bless.